Hey guys, Stitches here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Kirby's Dreamland 2. The last time, we beat the Grasslands stage, meeting Rick along the way, and collected the first rainbow drop. This time, though, we are moving on to the big forest. And there we can see Koo. Also, I love this song, too. Anyway, this level appears to also only have 3 stages and then a boss. Later on, the levels do get a little more in-depth. Now, if you don't have a copy ability, I do want to point out that you are actually able to get rid of your animal friend, which I am getting rid of Rick for this. I know that people in the comments, you guys are going to be like, that's it, justice for Rick. Also, I'm going to show this pause screen real quick. But, it just kind of shows Kirby doing a bunch of nonsense. I don't know what Sakurai was cooking when this happened. I think Sakurai was still working on this by Dreamland 2. I don't know when he left Halkin, so... Anyway, I'm glad I get to play this by taking the full hardware advantage of the Switch 2's capabilities. This game runs horribly on the Switch 1. I'm kidding, that's not true. I was baiting. I'm a master at it. You could even call me a master baiter. Anyway. And here, there is an animal friend, but here's a Scarfy. If you get near them or try to suck them up, they will aggro you, so you can just smack them and they blow up. Here is our new best friend, Koo. Koo is the owl. Unlike Rick, who couldn't fly, Koo is in a constant state of flight, meaning he actually moves a little bit slower, I feel, than the other characters. But he is generally considered a more reliable character. I also feel like his copy abilities are a bit more useful, I say as I get hit. Her kibble up here will give us cutter. This gives us a triple cutter, considered one of the cooler abilities in this game. Yeah, I was like, that one I pressed it like a frame too late. Anyways, this next stage is where the rainbow drop will be. So to get this rainbow drop, we need to go to the bottom left of the first room to find a door. So down here is where the rainbow drop is. However, you will notice there's these blocks that kind of look like dice. You need Needle to break these, and we haven't actually encountered Needle yet. So we have to actually beat this level before we get this. This happens sometimes. You will need to backtrack for these. But Spiky does not appear in this first room at all, the enemy that gives us Needle. So unfortunately, we will just kind of be not getting that until the end of this, not end of the video, but like after this stage. But Cutter is really good if you pick it up in the first level. Oh no, there he was. Okay, you need to... Oh no, it's fine. There's another Spiky. So yeah, you can see we need to spike. This spikes by attacking from above. It does cause you to stop a little bit. Needle isn't a very mobile attacking ability in this game. No, my Needle. But hey, this level isn't even super long. That is one sort of criticism I will say. This game is a lot shorter, it feels like, than the first game. But it also could just be because there's levels in the game. Anyways, we're gonna go back into this level. Something I actually want to check real quick. We can use this though, get this, and obtain the rainbow draw. And then we just have to go through the level again, but since it's not super long, I'm not even gonna bother cutting. Ooh! There are a lot of spooky and scary enemies here. I did actually consider playing Metroid Zero Mission over this. Metroid Zero Mission is a remake, or reimagining of Metroid 1 for the Game Boy Advance. All these Cappies without their hats. By the way, it's at this point I kind of want to call out, I don't know if I've mentioned this, Kirby had an animated series called Kirby Right Back At Ya, and while it isn't canon to the games at all, it is an interesting little thing that is existent. Okay, we can get a new Needle here soon. I don't even know if I want to keep Needle. You know, we're not going to be keeping Needle. I'm going to get back my Cutter ability. If you're curious, because we've seen it a few times, but I haven't tried to grab it, Fireball makes you do a dive downward. While with Coup. So you attack, like, downward, diagonal, in the direction you're looking. Maximato. Metamato? Maxim Tomato? I don't remember. I think it's called a Metamato in, specifically, like, in Kirby's Epic Yarn. Anyway. Third level. There's only one rainbow drop per world, by the way, so don't worry about it. If you're also not really sure where to find one, you know, you can just kind of skip them. They will be there for you to come back to, so you know. I don't even know if when I did Nightmare and Dreamland, and if I ever off all the copy abilities, but that Let's Play is a train wreck, by the way. But Ku's ability to kind of spin like this is reminiscent of the tornado ability to an extent. Anyway, there's this enemy. I don't actually know what he's called, but he's based off a yokai. But he would give you Parasol. Anyway, and here is Gooey. I actually didn't know that Gooey appeared in this game. But he does. Gooey will appear in place of an animal friend you already have. Gooey is kind of interesting. He's basically a piece of dark matter that is friendly. He first appears in this game as a sort of minor character. But there's also a sort of female Gooey. But yeah. Also, just so you know, the sound Gooey makes when appearing is apparently FGM 93 in the sound test. We will be trying to find... Actually, you know what? What if I try to do that really quick? I don't actually know if it's been too long for me to attempt to do so. But a female version of Gooey sometimes spawns and is necessary to find to get 100% completion. It doesn't exactly say her odds of spawning. But she gives a 1-up. But Gooey would later return in Kirby's Dreamland 3 as a sort of alternative character. Gooey's a very interesting character, though, because he was kind of the original Player 2 to an extent. Kirby's had a lot of Player 2s from Waddle Dee in the newer titles to even DDD or Meta Knight in the Wii era. Copies of himself. Kirby's had a lot of friends join him alongside his journeys. God, so many spiky guys. God, I keep having so many fucking pop-ups on my computer. Need to, like, clean my computer. Anyways, the boss. The boar. I don't actually know what this boss is called. somewhat reminiscent of the Lolo and Lala boss fight. Or Lolo and Lala boss fight. Lolo, la la la. But yeah, Parasol makes this fight pretty easy. Especially when used with Ku. Mainly, I like to just stay here on the bottom thing here and just kind of smack this guy around. You don't do a lot of damage, but you can play the long game with it. Never underestimate the power of a parasol. No, I didn't play the long game! Ooh, I almost lost it. I got greedy. Shit. Whoa! I was like, this is where things might get a little difficult for me. Anyways, that's it for this world. Big Forest is complete. Anyway, I'm gonna spend a little bit seeing if I can't get that female gooey spawn. But yeah, so I'll be back once I get that to spawn. Something I found while looking at this is apparently the female GUI is exclusive to the North American version of the game. Instead, this is supposed to be Chao of the Chao and Goku duo from Mukashi Banashi Yu Yuki, a Famicom Japan only game. So I thought that was interesting that originally Chao was actually the original character that was supposed to be here. So yeah, really quick, just so I can show it off. Here is what Ku's fireball looks like. It's a diagonal version of the fireball, pretty much. Alright, here it is. Doing this is necessary to get 1% completion added to the game. I kid you not. It took me a couple tries. I don't fully know how it works. My best guess is that it is checked on the beginning of picking a level, because I tried to run it so many times, and additionally, I figured out that it wasn't generated every time you go in the room. So my best guess is that every time you pick a level, it kind of decides. By the way, something interesting about Ku is you actually don't need to hold up to fly up. And in fact, jumping makes you fly up significantly faster. Anyways, with that though, we have completed the big forest, and we are moving on to the next level, which is the Ripple Field, where we will meet our third character. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. You should also subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Additionally, leave a comment. Check out the links in the description. There's links to my Blue Sky social media page, Twitter social media page. There's a link to my Twitch page where I occasionally live stream. And last but not least, a link to my Ko-Fi page where by becoming a monthly member for $3 a month, you can get access to things like early access content and exclusive content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.